Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Tar. Alright, cast and crew information down below. And let's start with the IMDb plot here. A mysterious creature rises from the depths of La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles to wreck the city. Very simple there. He's going to wreck the city. Alright, so what is Tar? Let's see. In my continuous search for things to watch when I'm not sent screeners, I've scoping out Netflix and Amazon, and I landed on this one, and I said, let me give this one a shot. Um, I don't know why. I guess maybe it was the picture, maybe the poster. I don't know. But I turned it on, and lately I've seen some really bad bad movies, to be honest. And but this one managed to hold my attention and be well done enough to continue to watch from beginning to end. Um, I hate turning off um, horror movies, but um, some of them I just you give it your best try. And sometimes you go back maybe another time if you think it's borderline. But anyway, um, so yeah, I kept my attention on this one, and basically it kind of sets up, early on construction sites going on, and apparently there's a creature that doesn't didn't really appreciate this construction going on, so it gets awakened and it's mad and kills kills some people and basically stops some of the construction. But I guess more construction is going on in town, and that kind of creates this monster to come out more. No, this isn't like a Godzilla or Kong, huge um, kind of creature that's destroying the whole city. It does kind of take out the electrical, so there's power outage in this certain part of town, and it does start going around and killing people in certain areas. Um, Trying to be a little bit vague because you're going to find out a little bit more about this creature, and obviously it's going to go against some people here, and these people are going to need to find a way to kill it. Um, it does have some weaknesses, obviously, and it's up for the people to figure this out. Um, you know, it's IMDb always with its interesting genres here. It says adventure, horror, and thriller. I guess there's an adventure to it. I don't know. But basically, you're gonna get wrapped up in a couple of characters here, and some friends and some people that are co-workers and so forth, and ultimately they end up in a building together uh, with this creature that is coming out. Obviously, they don't really know it's a creature. This creature is kind of plays almost like a serial killer here. You can almost call this a slasher in a way, because it kind of comes at you in that kind of way once you um, get to see more of it, and once it kind of narrows in on more of the central characters here. It kind of takes out some other people early on, and you don't really get to see that early on. They kind of hold it as a mystery, and it's just a dark kind of figure there. You do kind of see the after effects or some of the effects where people have some tar stuff on them and so forth. But it is, because they black it out, and because of the creature's kind of dark. Um, it is, I was watching this on the iPad, so this is, it was a little hard to make out. I don't know if it was maybe clearer on a bigger screen, but at least early on, it was awfully dark and hard to make anything out. Um, Later on, you get to see more of it, and you get to see it, and kind of makes up for that. And I don't, I know the story, the drill. You hide the creature early, and you release him later on. And that's fine. I would have liked to maybe see a little bit more earlier on, but whatever it is. it is what it is. I saw plenty at the end, and I was satisfied with the creature and its look, and certainly with what it was doing. Um, so, like I said, yeah, going back to kind of the characters here, and I guess one of the main points here is that um, one of the guys here who's I think it's Zach, I think, is he's kind of the central character here, and he's kind of trying to please his dad and trying to find his place and follow in his footsteps, and that's kind of part of the story here and part of what he has to do in order to get out of this situation. And he kind of finds this homeless man while he's in this building and trying to figure out what is going on here, especially when the lights go off, and this homeless man kind of knows more about the creature and why he's there, and even how to kind of kill him. But he doesn't come, obviously doesn't come flat out and say, hey, this is how you're gonna kill him. He's kind of gives a couple of clues there. How that happens, and then it's basically up to him to kind of save the day. I think you're gonna find some characters here that you're gonna want to see killed. I don't think there was any too many maybe harsh characters. Maybe an annoying character or two that you're gonna be once they die, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that you knew they were gonna die. It was just a matter of time. And then I think there's some interesting conversations between some of the characters and some of the moments they have there. There's two characters, one that is kind of annoying and a lady character, who once they kind of find them, it's kind of a comedic moment where once they kind of find themselves in this situation where it's possible that someone would need saving. He kind of throws it out there to her because he likes her, and who wouldn't? Hey, if I save you, you're gonna give me a kiss, and so forth, and then you're gonna kind of see how that plays out later on. Definitely a kind of a funny, lighter moment there, and again, consider the annoying characters I mentioned a few seconds ago having to die. But yeah, that's just there is a little bit of light humor there in the character interactions and so forth, but there is a little bit of also serious development here, a serious story here of this guy who's trying to find his place. I wouldn't say total coming of age story, but just finding his place. And I guess almost part of the story is told from her perspective of a survivor, and you kind of see that person, kind of almost going back and telling the story, and this kind of adds a little bit more of an element of humor in it when basically the story is told and the reaction to it. Then you can kind of maybe say there's a slight twist, or maybe another interesting thing that happens in the final act here before it signs off. But yeah, I think maybe, I guess overall, I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more of the creature early on. Like I said, maybe it was too dark for me, and maybe you did, and I just didn't catch it. Maybe I would have liked to maybe get to that a little bit quicker, and maybe a little bit less of the character kind of setup there. But overall, I don't, like I said, I kept it on. The acting was solid all around, so it wasn't one of those things where it was on the characters and the acting was bad. I think you'll recognize a few of the faces here, depending on what you've watched, but a few of the faces you might have seen before. And So yeah, and then I think once it starts getting to its more central characters to kill off, I think it becomes that much more enjoyable. Finally, the horror hits, and you'll see a couple of good deaths. Um, I don't think that it was huge on scares. It's primarily just about the creature and the kills here. Um, but I ended up enjoying it enough to come on here and talk to you guys about it. Um, so I think this is definitely one. If you're like me and just you turn on Amazon and you put in search the horror category and you're kind of swiping through them like I do, and you kind of come across this one, I think this is one you can put on with some safety, and know that you can at least watch the whole movie. Will you like it as much as me? Maybe not. Um, will you come flat out and hate it? I don't think so. I don't think it was that. You've been watching some of the movies on Amazon. You know that some are true indie ones, and can be hard to get through, like I mentioned. And they try. I try to support as much movies as I can and watch as much as I can. And I know they're not all perfect and they're not all going to work. And there's all kinds of reasons why some work, some don't, whatever. But I think this one had a solid enough production and acting, and they did a good enough job with the creature and the story and all along that if you're just streaming through Amazon there looking for one and you land on this one, is worth a watch. So with that, I'm gonna give it three pools of blood. I'm not gonna tar and feather it. It would have been fun to do, but I'm not. I think this one is deserved of the three pools of blood. A solid effort all around, good enough acting, some moments of humor there, um, and I enjoyed the creature. Obviously, a tar creature. Maybe they could have done things differently or done more or whatever, but that's for them to decide, and how they want to create it, and their budget and so forth. Um, but I liked it enough. So yeah, three pools of blood. And with that, as usual, Horror's Gory Reviews. You can find more reviews, lots of written reviews. You can find the video reviews there as well. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you want more reviews. And Twitter, Facebook information down below as well. Reach out to me there if you want me to take a look at something. If you want to talk about this movie, other movies, horror in general, we can do that. I'm always willing to talk about horror, and yeah, and also the comment section. Feel free to comment on this movie if you caught it. I think this is fairly new to Amazon. I don't remember previously scrolling through and finding it. So hopefully I'm correcting that. It's hard to keep up with what's new on there. There's so many. Um, but yeah, hopefully check this one out. And with that, I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.